everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, welcome. My name is JLINHH and I focus primarily on lifestyle and travel content, and within the lifestyle space I do a lot of my coffee routines, cozy routines at home, anything that has to do with my lifestyle at home when I'm not traveling. And a lot of you guys who are subscribed might be familiar with my coffee routine videos, and after thinking about it for a while I realized, why haven't I filmed a coffee shop video in New York City? But before we get started, I just want to share some quick things with you guys. So if you guys are familiar in the coffee space or a coffee lover in general, you've probably heard the term third wave coffee. Or if you haven't, you're probably wondering, what is third wave coffee? Let's break it down by definition. So third wave coffee is a movement in coffee marketing emphasizing high quality. Obviously, before third wave, there had to be first and second wave. First wave coffee is basically the start of coffee. You have your instant coffees, your Folgers, and things like that. And then second wave is pretty much the rise of coffee shops. So you have your Starbucks. And third wave to me means a lot of things. So they focus a lot on the overall experience and the quality of coffee. And for me, I feel like there are a lot of components that make up a third wave cafe, from where they're sourcing their beans from, just the transparency of how much they're paying their farmers, the lighter and darker roast, the flavor profiles, all those elements that you can find. For me personally, when I'm traveling, I would just look up third wave coffee in the Google search or Google Maps and try to find small cafes like that, because for me, I love supporting those coffee shops versus bigger corporations like Starbucks, and I know that I'm gonna get good quality coffee. And another thing which I do mention in this video is that some coffee shops do have a roastery attached to it, which is super nice because you know that you'll be getting the beans roasted fresh, and some coffee shops even offer multiple different regions that you can choose from based on whatever profile that you like. And one tip I would definitely suggest when buying coffee beans is try to get it at a third wave cafe / roaster, because most times it will be fresh versus buying at a grocery store. So when you're buying it at a cafe, a lot of times they will have a date on the bottom of the bag that says roasted on, and you want to buy it as closely to the date that you are buying it. I want to say up to a week or two. This one I bought and it was roasted actually yesterday, so it's super fresh. I think the thing with grocery store coffee beans is they just stock it on their shelf and it sits there for months, and coffee beans do have a shelf life, so over time they will start to get stale, and the beans at the coffee shops will have a best buy date, which will be months in advance, versus buying it at a roaster, which will say roasted on. So those are the things to kind of look out for when you guys are buying beans for yourself, for friends, family, whoever it may be. Yeah, I think that was a lot of new information to take in, but without further ado, let's get into my top favorite coffee shops in New York City. So the first stop of the day is 10,000 Coffee, located in Times Square, and it's an Australian cafe that's finally made its way to New York. This is one of 3 locations in the city, and the inside is super cute and aesthetic, very modern and minimal. They also offer beans from different regions that you can purchase. I forgot to record the menu, but they offer a variety of coffee drinks and also teas. They also have pairings, which is super interesting. The one that I got is one of their most popular drinks called Einspanner. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I've heard Einspanner and Einspanner, but it's pretty much an espresso layered on top of cream with your choice of milk. I got it with oat milk and it was so delicious, super creamy. It's recommended to not stir it and just drink it as is. They also have a variety of croissants which look super good, but I didn't get to try it this time around, so I definitely have to come back next time. I went in with Crystal. She actually got a matcha latte, which you liked it, you said?
It's pretty good. It's a little bit too sweet, but it has a nice balance of like matcha flavor to it, so I like it.
Usually when you order matcha lattes at cafes, sometimes they don't put sweetener unless you ask, but this one came defaulted. Andy got the Einspanner.
Should I mix it first and then drink it, or just drink it from the top?
No, you're not supposed to mix it.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good. I feel like it should be mixed.
They recommended not to mix the cream, to drink through it so you can get a mixture of both, but Andy tried it the right way for the first time and he wasn't really a fan. So what's your pro tip?
Mix it. And then it's like, but
like way better?
It's way better because I like my drinks, I like my coffee sweet.
But definitely check it out if you guys are in the Times Square area. Next stop is Maman. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. It's pretty much mom in French. My 2 years in French in high school did not help me out this time. Today we're checking out the location in Hudson Square, but they do have a ton of other locations all around the city. What I love about this place is they have a pretty extensive menu. You can eat here, the food's really good, and they have a ton of pastries. They even have a chocolate chip cookie that made it on Oprah's favorite list of things. After placing your order, they give you a number and you can seat yourself anywhere you want in the cafe, and then to pick up your drinks is right behind the counter. There's a separate space just for coffee making. It's a great place to meet up with friends, have brunch, or just meet over some coffee or tea. I've tried both coffees and matchas and they're both really good. Andy and one of our friends, Crystal, had brunch here and they loved the food. I unfortunately had food poisoning, so I had to stick to a brat diet and just eat toast. We're now making our way to Brooklyn and onto one of my favorite coffee shops, probably of all time. Arabica was founded by Kenneth Shoji, and he pretty much just followed his passion for coffee, training as a barista, and then becoming a world championship for latte art. What started as a small cafe in Kyoto now has over 100 locations in over 17 different countries and more locations on the way. Their Dumbo location is actually one of their first locations in the US, and it's also a roastery, so you can go there and buy beans. They offer a variety of different regions and they roast it fresh for you. One of my favorite drinks here is a Spanish latte. You definitely have to get it if you are trying it for the first time, or if you're not really a coffee drinker, the matcha latte here is also really good. Pro tip for coming to this location is try snagging a seat in the corner where I am now, as you get a nice view of the Brooklyn Bridge. I'm with Crystal. She got the Kyoto latte, which is something new that I learned about today, but it's basically a lighter roast version, right, of the Spanish latte, which is my favorite one. I got the Spanish latte for Andy. The matcha here is also really good. Getting cracked out by all this coffee. I can't even drink it. I have food poisoning right now, so I'm literally getting these drinks for Andy and Crystal and they're cracked out on my behalf. So moving on to the next location in Brooklyn is Say Coffee, and actually my first introduction to Say was when I purchased coffee from our friend Steve, which he did a collaboration with Say in support of Black Lives Matter. And if you guys are a fan of pour over coffee, this is definitely the place for you. The ambiance in here is super nice. I saw a ton of people working here, but today I picked up an iced latte and it was equally as good. Be sure to check it out next time you guys are in Brooklyn. It's also a roastery, so definitely grab some beans while you're there also. We are now back in the city and at Hudson Yards checking out the fifth and final location of the favorite coffee shops in New York City. We're going to Black Fox right now. This place we love going to buy beans and also just coming here to get coffee in general. I'm gonna give you guys a quick little tour and talk you guys through the cafe. Black Fox Coffee has 3 locations within Manhattan, and as I mentioned earlier, this one is the one located in Hudson Yards. I believe this one is their smaller location. It's connected to the Pendry Hotel, and I discovered this not too long ago as I was walking around the area and decided to try their coffee and really enjoyed it. Now I find myself coming back here all the time restocking on beans. I have yet to try their other ones, but they do offer a variety of different regions and also a decaf version. Aside from the usual coffee menu, they do offer a signature as well. I would highly recommend trying the vanilla date latte. That one is one of our favorites and it's just the perfect amount of sweetness. Next time you find yourself walking the High Line, visiting the Vessel, or even shopping at Hudson Yards, be sure to check out this location. So that was pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I would love to do a part 2, part 3 to this series. There are a lot of other coffee shops that I am dying to try. Or if you guys have any recommendations, please let me know in the comments and I will be sure to check it out. As always, thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.